as any self-respectingly efficient school bully in the 1980s will tell you, there's a limit to how hard you can squeeze someone's nipple before it starts to bleed. This morning it is -2, and perhaps that's fitting for the fact that the cruel wind of discontent is following us. Today I'm going to talk to you about the cost of living / the cost of running. My home insurance quote came through this week. It's gone from 250 quid a year, no claims, not at all, haven't claimed for anything in 20 years, to 450. And when I phoned the call centre, I said, look, are we going to have to go through this ridiculous crap tango where I tell you that I've been on that Meerkat and you lower it down? And she just went, no, that's the price, take it or leave it. I said, oh, come on, I'm a very lazy person. I don't want to go through the Meerkat, even if I do get 25% off Cafe Nero. But she said, well, the only way I can reduce it is by taking some of the services off. What, you mean the services that I already don't use? The services that are essentially just things that are written on a piece of paper that I don't even look at? Yeah, those are the ones. All right, okay. Well, no, actually, I don't want you to take them off, because sod's law, I'll get bloody flooded. I made all those cracks about Worcester. So I went on the Meerkat and managed to get it for a slightly less extortionate price, but extortionate nonetheless. Now, here we are at the moment on a housing estate. Look, I work with young people, I work in a school, okay? And whenever I chat to my mum about it, she says, oh, young people, they're very angry, aren't they? Very angry. I go, not really, I mean, get a preloaded phone with TikTok and throw that in a room and watch them chill out. They're not that angry. But I don't think they're angry enough. A lot of houses have been built. This was actually once a lovely green space I'm ready to move into, that sticker proudly says. And that's the point. They're ready to move into if you've got approximately £400,000. What young person is buying these houses? How are they going to afford one of these places? Who's buying them? When I was at university, I got all my tuition paid for me, right? I could get an interest-free student loan, and when you got that loan, I went straight to Comet and bought myself a stereo, 6 CD changer, double cassette deck, graphic equaliser, spot on. And I just used to sit in my room listening to Blur and being upset because I could never pull. Other than that, university was plain sailing for me. Now kids can rack up debts between 50, 60, 70,000 pounds before they've even left university. My kids, I'm hoping they don't start thinking this way. I don't think they actually know as yet what the word inheritance means. So they're at the stage where they'd still be relatively upset if something was to happen to me. As soon as they find out what it means, the light will come up in their eyes. But you can forget about inheriting the profits from your parents' house, because if me or my wife, either of us go do lolly, and I think there's probably a fair chance, I can't afford to stay alive for longer than a year. And I'll tell you something else. When I hit my 70s, if any of my kids think about inviting me on holiday with them, forget it, the answer's no. Oh, Dad, just come to the edge of the balcony. Come have a look at this view. No thanks, I'm all right where I am. No, come right to the edge. Have you worried that sometimes it feels like we're going around in circles and that there's no end to this upward and downward spiral of the cost of living? Then don't worry, help is at hand. Many of you who have watched my videos over the last couple of months will recognise Bruton Park, the home of solo Parkrun. The only thing I've got against Parkruns now is the distance. I just don't like the distance. 5k, I don't like it. It's not my thing. However, I am a total convert. One of the reasons I think that I was so against it, I just don't like being told what to do, essentially. every Christmas, right, my wife arranges for us to go to a carol service at a church on Christmas Eve. And every year I make some pathetic remark about, oh, I don't believe in God and I don't like churches and all this and that. But every year my wife will turn around to me and say, shame on you. The kids are always going to remember their Christmases, and are they always going to remember the fact that Dad wasn't there? Now, she's not manipulative at all, but it usually gets me there. And to be honest, by the time that carol service is finished, I feel bloody great. Christmassy, invigorated. I feel like I've taken up my insurance policy with God. I might not particularly believe in you, but just in case, I've come to say hello. It's a little bit like that with Parkrun. Everyone telling me to do it, oh, it's really good, oh, whatever. But I came and I loved it. And cost a running crisis, honestly, go to Parkrun, free, unbelievable. Feels like you've done an actual event. Don't worry about the fact they don't want your data. Oh, don't click my data. Do one of those every week. Watch yourself get better, free. Let's address the common misconception in that running is a cheap sport. It's like anything addictive. The more addicted you get, the more expensive it becomes. But like anything, you can get bargains. I don't pay full price for anything. If I buy anything up, I put anything in my basket, my next step is to look for a discount code. Don't want to patronise you. Some people don't, but you should. I love those discount codes that say like 30% off, use 655 times, and you put it in and it don't work. Who's used it? Tell me who's used it, you liars. But yeah, don't pay full price for anything. Don't take risks online. If you're gonna buy online, stick with what you know. I've got a couple of pairs of Adidas which I like, but to be fair, if I could only buy one shoe, I'd just go with Saucony every time. Like Speed 4, Pro 4, Pro 3, Speed 3, whatever. Speed, to be honest with you, I think is probably the best all-rounder. Totally comfortable. And the sizing's pretty well always the same. Play it safe. It's really interesting, the difference between road races and trail races, right? And I was quite flippant about this the other day, but it's true. Go a road race, everyone's head to foot in Nike, elasticine, Botox. I like doing that. Botoxed up, you know, literally road races. You can always tell when you're in trouble when there's a guy in a vest at the front and his eyebrows have been shaped. Some of these types look like they've covered themselves in glue and ram-raided Gymshark. Right, go to a trail race. Good God, the great unwashed. Quality people, but I've said this before, they stink. Right, they turn up in all sorts. Any old rubbish they turn up in and it's great. But you don't have to spend a huge amount of money. Clothes particularly, what's the point? If you're running regularly and you're running quite a lot, they'll all end up in the wash. What I would say, and he's not paying me to say this, get yourself on Run Through, right? Run Through, right, they do their own kit. Now, instead of giving these away free, they cost about a tenner, I think, online, right? And they're event t-shirts. They sell their old event t-shirts really, really cheaply. They're really good tops. They come in loads of different colours. They're great for the summer, or you layer them in the winter, right? And there is a discount code, which I'm now going to put at the bottom. I get 3 or 4 of those, quality. Wouldn't need anything else, to be honest with you. Now, I know a lot of people swear by running watches. I do use one, although I don't really use it as much as I should. But you know, look, yeah, running watches are good, but just think about, be realistic. You know, strapping on something that looks like a black plastic dinner plate to your arm, and something that's gonna tell you all about how much blood oxygen you've got. Do you really need it? If you really need a watch to tell you if you're gonna have a heart attack, your body's got these inbuilt tracking systems that do that for you. They're called chest pain and pins and needles in your arm. Feel one of those going off and you're in trouble. Now, I know races can be expensive, right? There's a couple of things that you can do. One, join a running club. If you're gonna do a lot of races a year, you might as well. Now, I joined, and only because I didn't want the commitment of feeling like I had to attend somewhere every week or run with people at certain events. I joined the Lonely Goat Running Club. Right, it's an online thing, and for every race you do, you normally get 2 or 3 quid off. Right, worth doing. And also you can affiliate yourself with England Athletics, just a nice thing to have. So do that. Also, if you're finding the cost of races quite difficult at the moment, just write to them. Send them an email, find a race you want to do, send them an email. Just say that you're struggling to fund it, have you got a voucher code? A lot of them will say yes. Some won't reply, and you log that. Let me know, and I'll give them a crap review. Or have a think about something that costs £5, £10. Bottle of wine, pint of lager, coffee, sandwich, something that you do once a week, right? And just don't do that thing. Put a standing order from one of your bank accounts to another account for a £5, but you won't even notice it. Right, by the end of that month, you've got enough for a race. Pick your races really, really carefully. I do try to cover as many races as I can, and even though I've got quite good relationships with some of the race event organisers, they know that I will give you a very, very honest review of that race, which I will try to do. Things aren't getting any easier. They're not. But what is free, for some of us lucky enough, is the fact that you can move, you can get outside, you can move your body as often as you want and at what speed you want. And I've said this before to you, running for me is an absolute joy. It's a gift that keeps giving. And I get all Richard Grant on you. Love that bloke.
Life is good.
Good news, the channel has grown quite significantly in the last couple of months. It's been great. And I've had so many lovely comments in there, and I tried to get back to all of you. It's been a massive boost to my self-esteem, and I'm hoping that it means it's because you're liking some of the content. So a huge thank you for watching. Remember, like, subscribe, share with your mates. I'm still thinking about MARM Fest, right, a distant dream, getting all the marmers together in a village hall and getting leathered on cis energy gels or wine, whatever you like. It is my daughter's 14th birthday today, my oldest daughter Lily. Don't know where that time's gone. All she actually wants for her birthday this year is for us all to go to Prezzo. Bringing my mum with us this year. Got a voucher, obviously. If my mum goes near anything on that menu that's got an artichoke in it, or worse, salmon, she can forget it. She'll have the lasagna, thank you. Do you want a garlic bread, chips? Chips, garlic bread? Just check the offer. No, sorry, no sides. No sides, thanks. And a jug of tap water for everyone, please, with ice. Is the ice free? Yeah, we'll have the ice, tap water, please. Actually, I'll have a lager. Large Peroni, pint, please. How much? 12 quid? Yeah, alright. No point in you having a rosé, I wouldn't have thought, because you're driving. That doesn't happen. See you next week, Marmers.